So today we're talking about direct and inverse variation. Sounds okay. Both of these have to do when you have two different variables and how they relate to each other. So for direct variation, when one variable goes up, the other one goes up at a constant rate. For example, if I was selling t-shirts for $7, then the money I would make equals $7 times the number of t-shirts I sell. So this would be the relationship. This is direct variation. The more t-shirts I sell, the more money I make, right? One goes up, the other goes up. The 7 right there is called the constant of variation. It just tells us the money is going to go up 7 times the number that the t-shirts go up. It could be a fraction or decimal or big number, small number, could be anything. So that's direct variation. Another example would be like, what's another example? The more shots you make, the more points you score, or
unless you just suck.
The more time you spend studying, the better grade you get, or something like that. As one goes up, the other goes up. Inverse, so if that's direct variation, guess what inverse variation means?
The opposite.
Yeah, when one number goes up, the other one goes down. Can you guys think of one of those? It's kind of hard.
A scale. As gas prices go up, our pocket money goes down.
Okay, that would work, yeah.
The more time you spend in the gym, the less weight.
You lose weight, yeah, that could be one. Yeah.
You go up a mountain and then you fall down.
That's
Go up
not.
the mountain, you lose altitude.
That's not quite it, no. So another really common example is the faster that you go, the shorter the time is to get there. So as speed goes up, time goes down.
Gas mileage.
I like mine.
So that's basically the distance equals rate times time. So if we were driving to Tulsa, that'd be like 40 miles or something. If I divide, you guys remember doing this, like dividing by R, that kind of thing?
Sure.
Time equals distance divided by rate. If we're going to Tulsa, the distance would be 40. So again, this is called a constant of variation, but it's just the number that never changes. So if we increase our speed to like, if we were going 40 miles an hour, how long would it take us to get to Tulsa? What's 40 divided by 40? 1. It'd take us 1 hour. If we sped up to 80 miles an hour, how long would it take us to get to Tulsa?
20 minutes.
30 minutes.
40 out of 80 is 1/2. What's half of an hour? 30 minutes. So yeah. Anyway, as our speed goes up, our rate goes up, the time goes down. Anyway, so inverse variation looks more like this. So the variable is usually on the bottom, written like this on the bottom. Now if I multiply by R, it could look like this, RT equals 40. But probably this would be the more common way of writing it. Direct variation looks more like this, usually. I could divide by T and it could say M over T equals 7. So it could look a little different, but this is just usually how it's written. That's usually how it's written. That kind of was what makes this complicated, because you can like manipulate the numbers and variables to make them look different, but it confuses people. All right. So on number 1, it says two quantities A and B vary directly. When A is 7, B is 21. So if they vary directly, then it should look like this. What do you think, what does K stand for here? What did I call it earlier?
You get the
One.
Constant of variation. Don't ask me why they use K. Constant's
Shouldn't it
not,
be C?
constant's not spelled with a K. But yeah, K stands for the constant variation. They're asking, basically we need to find what that is. They said when A is 7, B is 21. How am I going to solve this for K?
Divide. That's one.
Divide by 21. What is 7 divided by 21?
1/3.
1/3.
Wow, what did you see 3?
That's multiple.
Okay, 21 divided by 7. How many times does 7 go into 21? 3.
Oh.
But if you divide these by 7, you get 1 over 3. It's like if you eat 7 out of 21 of your fries, you've eaten 1/3 of your fries. Anyway, so it's 1/3. So A equals 1/3 times B. A and B keep changing. They can be a lot of things, but the 1/3 is a constant. There's only one thing it can be. So we got to find what the K value is, and then this would just be the answer. Okay, number 3, two quantities M and N vary directly. So we're using directly again. Yeah.
On number 2, they put K as a variable, so would you just have KK?
Yeah, well,
I have one more K here, do you?
the variables K that I used is going to change anyway, so you could just put another variable in there for a second. All right, so it's going to be the same kind. So it's M equals K times N, and the N that they gave us was 4, and the N that they gave us was 14. So I'm going to solve this for K. Divide by 14. You guys know what 4 divided by 14 is? It's 4 fourteenths, but if you divide it by 2,
2/7.
on top and bottom you get, 2/7. So M equals 2/7 times N.
Be honest here.
Okay. On number 5, 5, it says two quantities T and U vary inversely. Okay, so for varies inversely, we could use either of these. I think I'm going to use this one right here, the T equals K over R thing. So that'll be the formula we use for inversely. This one is T and U though, so it's T equals K over U. Hello. So the T value that they give us is 8. And the U value that they give us is 4. So how are we going to solve that for K? Times by 4, yeah, because K is being divided by 4. So we need to multiply by 4. So K is 32. Now what are we going to do with that 32?
Put it in. For
Put it back in, right there where it was. So T equals 32 over U.
So how come you're doing division? Is that just what you do when it says inversely?
Yeah,
Or
so
something?
a way you can remember it, inversely kind of means like opposite, right? So the U is not directly across from the T, it's like on the bottom. That's just how it works. Because when you divide by a number, the bigger this one is, the smaller this one gets, or vice versa. If you make U smaller, if you divide by a smaller number, this will get bigger. That's just how the relationship works. Okay. 7, yeah, that's where we're at. So, Gianna, I did record this if you want to watch it, but I'll just stop recording it now.